Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session, which is the mixed and joint session, really. And I hope next year I'll see all of you in Sydney in person. So my name is Nelly Satari. I am a tech lead developer at a challenger company based in Sydney. And I studied software engineering, and I've been recognized as Microsoft Azure MVP for 2 consecutive years for the community contribution and this sort of things. So what is actually make me really interested and motivated in my job is basically, let me show you next slide, sorry. Innovation. So this statement on the screen, I really didn't believe it maybe a few years ago. And I always thought that innovation is not for me, it's for someone else to do. And my picture from someone who can innovate was, like a super, extremely smart and intelligent, knowledgeable person, creative, someone like Einstein. So after a few years through the experience, I learned that that's not true. Innovation can be for everyone. And if anyone can do it, I can do it too. I just need to learn and know how to do it, how to unleash it, and what actually innovation is. So all the philosophers said that when you want to go deep into something, you just need to make sure that you know the definition. That's what we do. So the innovation has 2 main factors: problem, solution. So when you find a problem and you find a new solution, which you never tried before, which is not traditional, which is something that you need to experiment on that, then it would be innovative solution. It might not even work, right? So if that's the whole thing is about innovation, how we can convince the businesses, organizations to go and be more innovative? Well, as I said, there is a focus on the problem, and I want to emphasize it even more. If I want, like I used to be in startup companies, small companies, and that's really easy to, like bring the technologies and tools, new stuff in the company. Everyone are happy. As long as it's cool technology, that's all good. You can bring it on the board. But when you join the big organizations, things are totally different. Everything, when you change, single piece, it's like a dominoes. Everything will be impacted. So it's not really easy to change things. And you need to make sure that you convince your organization. There is a term on the screen that you can see. It's the competitive advantage, which means that every business has a kind of expertise and value which makes them different and makes them over to the competitors. So it's their strength, really. And you need to be smart enough as a technical person to make sure that you know that competitive advantage and you know the value proposition that you want to add to your business. Then this value proposition can be anything like offering clients a greater value or better customer experience, higher quality, shipping faster to the market, anything which makes your business improved and empower your competitive advantage. So as a technical person, it's not enough to say and see, oh, serverless is amazing, this is cool, and explaining how they work. Non-technical people cannot really relate themselves to what you said, to the terminologies. It's a different language. And as a technical people, we need to make sure that we understand this competitive advantage. Another basically aspect of innovation, which I experience personally, is the way you need to learn how to unleash and flourish the innovation inside you. Well, when we talk about, you can see there is a kaizen philosophy on the board. It's a Japanese philosophy, and they basically talking about nothing as big piece of work is possible to do. Which means that if you sit and plan for the innovation to happen, it wouldn't happen, never. So you can't really, draw the plan for the innovation. Innovation starts from a small problem. Like it can be a big problem. You break it down into a small problem. Then you find a solution for that problem. You take it into action. You get feedback, and then you improve. And this flow, this basically process is never ending. And over years in your journey, you realize that, oh, wow, I have an innovative solution which is solving the problem from my life, my business, anywhere that you applied this solution. And that's innovation because that's specifically solve your problem in your environment. So in order to be in this kaizen philosophy circle, we need to be passionate enough. We need to be lifetime learners to make sure that we keep looking for the problems to improve. If you sit and wait for someone to, come and innovate, probably it never happened. We all joined some companies that, we felt that, oh my God, they are not really prioritizing innovation. But this might happen everywhere. Not any company, not all companies are perfect enough. So maybe we should find a way inside ourselves to unleash this innovation. This like kaizen philosophy is something that I actually applied in my whole life. If you find some problem in your life, relation, body, anything can be broken down into smaller steps and be improved step by step. So we need, as an innovative person, to be patient. That's really an important message, I think. Well, let's say we could convince the businesses, the organizations, we came up with amazing ideas and innovative ideas. How we want to implement it? What hindrances we have towards implementing the ideas? The answer is the elephant in the room, and I reveal what it is. It's the fear of failure. The elephant in the room is something that we all know about it, but no one really wants to talk about it. And that's the fear of failure. That's the actual failure. Well, let's talk a little bit psychologically. I'm here in IT for almost 15 years, and I feel I'm quite confident, reasonably confident in what I do. Still, when I come up with a new solution, something inside me tells me, oh, Nelly, maybe, is it a good idea? Maybe we should stick to what we have, like the existing solutions. Why we need bother ourselves? And I really didn't like this feeling. I felt, why it happened. Then I tried to take a closer look at my colleagues, peers, and I realized that this is actually something generic for everyone. I used to have a colleague who was really smart in our elaboration sessions and brainstorming. He was the one who came up always with the nice ideas, like very creative. But when it was about making decision and voting for the ideas, he was the one who goes for the most boring, less risky solution. And I was always said, why you did that? What's your reason? You are the one who comes up with all these nice ideas. And he told me, I just want to get the job done and I don't want the black stain on my history. That moment I said, oh, okay, probably it's the same thing inside me, but we just, react to it differently. So I did a bit of investigations and I realized that there is a psychological syndrome called emotional ambivalence, which means that humans in general don't really experience pure emotions. You never can experience pure happiness or sadness. Everything is just, combinations of the contradictory feelings. For example, you want to go to a new job, you're happy, excited. At the same time, you are scared because you don't know if you function as before. You are sad because you are missing your colleagues. So all the feelings and emotions send the signal to the brain which impact your decisions. So if the signals come from fear, it means that the environment is risky. So I should be cautious. I should be conservative. And it impacts your innovation level. Well, that colleague of mine obviously was scared of losing credibility, losing, like the face or any kind of like getting blamed in general. If we want to address this emotional barrier, what is the best way? Think about it as a broader problem, not only at work. It can be in life, in your personal life. There is a solution which we call it safe to fail. So every single person needs to have safe to fail environment. If it's your kid, if it's your partner, if it's your colleagues, that's really important. And we all look for this safe to fail environment. In order to provide this safe environment, there are 4 golden rules, which I assume it can be applied for many things. First of all, and the most important thing is reframing the concept of failure. So failure is not our enemy. I know that in the education system, everyone just, talks about black sheep versus risk-averse people, or success versus failure. I know that this is something that we learned from childhood, but this is not true. If you look for failure, if you Google it, you never come up with anything, like the innovation without failure. They are completely tied up together. And you can see the quote from Thomas Edison that I never failed. I just found thousands of ways that it doesn't work, and I can find another way. And in science, if you look at the science, so nothing is certain. Everything is hypothesis. You need to go and experiment. It might fail, it might not. And if we didn't have this, growth mindset, if we didn't have this understanding in general in the science, we never could progress in science. And above all of them, for me, failure is the information. Human system is a complex system which we need to get information from different way. Our 5 senses, our dreams, our experience, our hormones, everything just there to give us information about who we are, what we do, where we live, who are people around us, and we just getting to know our environment. And failure is one of them, because failures come with deep lessons which we never can learn anywhere else. And the smart companies knows that they should push people to try and fail themselves, because they learn something which everyone can learn from them. And it's important to share our failure, not really scared of, like talking about it or trying to pretend that, oh, it wasn't me, it was something else. No, just accept it. It's amazing experience. And not everyone are brave enough to experience this feeling. Second rule is growth mindset, as I mentioned before. So maybe in general, safe to fail environment, it's a collaborative activity. So people and leaders should together prepare this environment. And this particular growth mindset, maybe it's more specific to leaders. There should be, leaders should embrace the culture of innovation, failure, new ideas. They should incentivize new ideas. They should probably, recognize who is the most disruptive person in the team. And I'm sure it will be like the constructively disruptive. But I love the managers who just keep looking for people who just question everything, ask questions, and try to improve things. Maybe we should change our KPI system, because KPI is outcome oriented, which is exactly against innovation, really. So any kind of hackathons, R&D, and these sort of activities can really help with providing a safe environment. Third rule is reducing the risk by using the kaizen philosophy that I already talked about it. Well, the company let us experiment and fail. What can we do to make sure that this risk is at the minimum level? Basically, as Kaizen said, everything should be small steps. So we need to create some, I never start a big task and going for 12 months working on it. And then at the end, I say, oh, sorry, it didn't work. I always, in my backlog and my team's backlog, you can see tens of POCs, spikes, and all these things to make sure that the new ideas that we have is actually going to work. At least we have some level of confidence. So yes, our backlog is full of spikes. And I think all the agile extreme programming, like sharing, pairing up, two heads work better than one head, all these things potentially help with making sure that the risk is at the minimum level. And all the guardrails. So if you're developers, one of the reasons I love to have unit tests is the guardrails for my innovation level. Because when you don't have the, like unit testing, whatever you touch, it will break everything. So you're on the back of your mind, you're just more conservative to touch anything, or pipeline as code. Anything which, like these new technologies, actually, they are a kind of guardrail to make sure that the environment is safe enough. And the fourth one, which is maybe one of the most important ones, is the education. So I used to think that people who resist to the changes are boring, like not passionate enough, and why you are so old-fashioned? This is what I thought always. But then after a while, experience showed me that this is not true. Everyone loves to learn new things. This is the gap of knowledge limitations. So when you talk about new things and excited about everything, they don't have any idea. Not everyone are going to update themselves on regular basis. So you talk about amazing ideas, but people just feel scared and they don't have any secure feeling of security because they feel that there are a lot I don't know about this. So when I realized it about 2 years ago, I started to run some learning and sharing sessions in my company. And I invited people from the community, speakers. We discuss about everything that you can think of, not only technical things, non-technical things even, or not even things that we use in the company, anything basically. So 2 years ago, the company wasn't really on cloud. We are on the cloud this year, today, and everyone are happy because, we keep pushing the level of our understanding. And I tried to, whenever I had any idea, I tried to make people a bit more comfortable before we actually get started on those things. So now I can see people how, like they are embracing the new changes and how welcome they are to the changes. So all about, this circle is all about what we discussed. People are on the heart of the innovation. You can buy technologies, tools, new things, but it doesn't mean that you are innovative. Innovation comes when you find the problem, you try it with the new idea that you never tried, and you learn and you improve it. And in your journey, you can see that's innovative idea, innovative solution, which actually helping the business to solve lots of problems from them. And the beauty of innovation is it doesn't have any limit. So even one step towards innovation makes you closer to the innovation. It's worthwhile step. And you feel you're really enjoying what you do and the impact that you're making in the company or your life even. Well, before I hand over to the next speaker, thanks for listening to me, but I have some swags from Microsoft. So they were happy to give away some swags, and I'm happy to give away here. I only have 4, so I can't give away to everyone, but I have an maybe innovative solution. And I want you to please, I just want to run a polling and ask you a question. Let me share my web. Okay. If you can do me a favor and point your camera into this QR code. This is an application that one of my peers in the industry, Stafford William, a elite consultant from Telestra Purple, is working on this, and I'm sometimes helping him with the ideas. So please join this lobby. And yeah, 3 people are joined. And please put a right name because I need your name. Don't put any weird names. 7, 8 people. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Make sure that your screen, you can see this application. So because if it locked in your screen, you would be dropped from this application. All right. What I want to share with you is these questions. Can you see that? How to measure innovation. So, do you think you can measure the innovation by adding values to the businesses successfully, and all your innovative ideas should be successful enough to add value? Or you think just exposing yourself to the failure and experiment can be a good measure to see how you're closer to the innovation? Cool. Yeah, very nice. I can see that most of you, maybe other than one person, is on the same page as me, and we all have agreed on this exposing ourselves, because innovation comes with failure, and there is no way to innovate without exposing yourselves to risky situations. Please still keep your page open. Don't lock your screen. I want to do a new game, which is name picker. So I want to pick a name. So the names are floating here. I will pick one. See who is the winner. Annabelle. Congratulations. Please, if I couldn't find you in the chat, please make sure that you find me on the Slack, then I share the code with you. And I pick another person. Maybe I should reset and then pick another one. Well, if I pronounce it right, Baskar. So please reach out to me as well. Another one is, oh, Annabelle, you're so lucky. Maybe I should do it again. Oops. Okay, trying again. Batman, congratulations. And I do another fourth swag, and I pick another one. Nahid, congratulations. Okay, thank you so much for listening to me, and I stop sharing. Speaker, thank you so much. If you have any question, please reach out in the Slack, because I used my QA time for this game. So thank you.